I'm going to be sharing 11 healthy habits to officially get you out of your lazy girl era and enter your productive, thriving girl era. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Gabriella. I make videos all about self-improvement, wellness, and becoming the best version of yourself. So if you're not already subscribed, you should definitely subscribe so that you never miss when I hit upload. Start a fresh chapter. Now, I know that we all know what a lazy girl era looks like. You know, the doom scrolling on Instagram, on TikTok, on Snapchat. You're probably lying in bed all day, not wanting to get up and really do anything. You're not really going to the gym and working out like you said you were going to. Maybe even your bedroom is a complete disaster. You have clothes all over the place and it's just a mess. If you want to start this fresh era for yourself, you physically need to let your body know that. And to be honest, there really is something that is so therapeutic about taking an everything shower and just really washing away any sort of negative feelings that you may be having right now. I'd also take this time to physically cleanse your space of anything that is no longer serving you or really just taking up more space or room in your bedroom. I'm talking throwing away old receipts that you have lying around, unboxing packages that are just sitting there, wiping down your surfaces in your room, going through your closet and either donating or reselling old clothes that you haven't worn for at least 6 months to maybe even a year. That way we have our energetic cleanse, which is our everything shower. And now we have something that is more physical, tangible, something for us to actually see, which is our bedroom or apartment. Journal prompts and vision boards. Now, to start this new fresh era for yourself, I want you to ask yourself, what does she do? How does she dress? What does her routine look like? What are her hobbies? What is her mindset? What qualities does she have within herself? And what qualities does she look for in others? So I want you guys to literally answer all of those questions for yourself. Grab your journal, write it down in your journal right now. So basically answering all those questions will help you realize what goals you want for yourself and what exact habits you need to start doing to actually get there. So another thing I like to do for myself when I'm starting this new fresh era is I like to create a dedicated Pinterest album for myself. And if you're a super visual person like me, I promise you this is life-changing. It will help motivate you so much just seeing what you want your life to look like and what the most productive version of you actually does. So start by creating a productive girl era Pinterest board folder, and from there start pinning pictures that feel most aligned to that version of yourself. So basically a photo of someone going to the gym, journaling, cooking healthy meals, a super aesthetic bedroom if that matters to you. And another thing that is going to help you so much with this is a beautiful practice called habit stacking. So if you aren't familiar with the term habit stacking, it is essentially this really healthy technique where you attach a new desired routine or habit that you're looking to start with a pre-existing habit, routine, or action that you already do. I personally first heard about this through the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is still to this day one of my favorite self-improvement books that I have read. Which if you have not read Atomic Habits, I can link it down below for you guys because you definitely should. So basically step 1 is choose an existing habit that you already do. If you already drink coffee every single morning but you're looking to increase your water intake, your habit stack can look like this. I will pour myself a glass of water before I drink my morning cup of coffee. Your morning habit of brewing your coffee is going to remind yourself, oh, I have to drink that glass of water. And the best thing about habit stacking is that you can apply this to any part of your life where you're looking to incorporate new healthy habits. You need to have a morning routine. I cannot stress enough waking up and having at least some sort of structure. I used to wake up, I would throw myself out of bed, I would throw on my gym clothes, brush my teeth, and then run out the door and go to the gym. And that used to also be my same routine when I was still in school. I would wake up and kind of just give myself a little bit of time to get ready, but then I was immediately running after the bus and then going to school right after that. Then I would wonder why I was so stressed and anxious throughout my entire day. But I would be so anxious because that is the exact way that I was starting my day. So your mornings, they really do matter. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get 20 things done before it's 7 a.m. in the morning, but you will find that having at least 3 things that you do in the morning to set up some sort of structure or routine for yourself really does set the tone for your entire day. One big thing I do is I don't check my phone first thing in the morning. I will open up the blinds and get some sunlight in my room. If there is no sun because it is the dead of winter, then I will turn on a lamp and get light in my eyes that way. I will put up some healthy habits on the screen for you guys that are super quick, easy, simple things that you can incorporate into your routine. And then from there, you can just see which ones would fit your schedule the best. As long as you have some sort of routine, something that you actually look forward to and stay consistent with, that is really all that matters. Drink more water. I cannot stress enough how important it is to stay hydrated. Drinking enough water has genuinely been life-changing, and I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's the truth. I don't know what else to say. Ever since I started going out of my way and actually drinking more water, I have noticed such a big improvement in my skin. And I always get compliments on my skin, and really it's just because of my skincare and water and a healthy diet. But water is definitely an essential part of that puzzle. It also just gets things moving throughout your body, if you know what I mean. It helps you go to the bathroom, and that is also really important. It also increases your mood and puts you in a more positive mood, and it makes you feel healthier. Water is so important, and I can go on and on about all the benefits that it can give you, but just take this as your sign to make increasing your water intake a top priority for yourself. Daily movement. I know what you're thinking here. Every single day? Girl, what? I get it. That was me once. But listen, daily movement doesn't mean being in the gym every single day or forcing yourself to go to a workout class every single day as well. Rest days are important, and you actually need those to see progress in your fitness routine. What daily movement means is just moving your body any sort of way that feels good for you. And this can literally look like a 10 to 15 minute walk. Any movement that you genuinely look forward to doing counts as daily movement. Moving your body daily actually releases endorphins in your body, which quite literally is reducing the symptoms of depression and anxiety. So that walk that you have been avoiding can actually be the remedy to the bad mood and slump that you're feeling. Even if I'm not going to the gym that day, I try to reach at least 10,000 steps as a minimum. Sometimes I even like to aim for 15,000 because I know that it is going to make me feel good. It's going to boost my mood. It's going to boost my cardiovascular health and just overall prioritize my wellness. And we want to feel good inside and out. I will say though, because I want to be really honest with you guys, some new studies just came out that said that you can feel those same results, those same benefits from just reaching at least 7,000 to 8,000 steps. So if 10,000 sounds really daunting or you simply do not have the time, try reaching at least that 7,000 to 8,000 step range. And you can really get creative with where you decide to get those steps in. But as a general rule of thumb, I like going for at least a 10-minute walk after every single meal. So if you're having 3 meals, that's 30 minutes of steps that you're getting in just super easily throughout your day, which 30 minutes leaves you at around 5,000 steps. So if you're trying to reach 10,000 steps, you are already halfway there. Learn time management. You guys, this is the biggest reason as to why I'm able to get so much done throughout my day. A lot of people think that productive people just have more motivation or discipline, which is partly true, but they also have a plan. Use tools like calendars, to-do lists, planners, apps on the App Store, all to your advantage. We really do have so many free resources at our fingertips. Whether or not that's the calendar app that is already installed on your iPhone, okay? You can use that to your advantage. You can download apps like Google Calendar, Notion, Time Tree, or there are even super simple planner apps also in the App Store. But what you need to do is just find a system that works for you and stick to it. One thing that has completely changed my productivity is planning my week out ahead of time. Every single week, I kid you not, it is every single week, I will sit down and look at everything I need to accomplish, from work to free time to any appointments that I have, and also personal goals that I'm looking to accomplish. Then I will map it all out before the week even starts. This way, I'm not waking up every single morning wondering what it is I need to be doing or trying to remember everything in my head, because that is not realistic. Something else that I learned is that if it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. We schedule meetings, classes, appointments, but rarely do we schedule the things that are actually helping us achieve our personal goals. If working out, meal prepping, reading, or creating content is something that is important to you, put it in your calendar like any other commitment that you would have. Time management isn't about filling every single last second of your day with work. It's about being more intentional with your time so that you can prioritize the things that actually matter while still leaving room for rest, hobbies, time with friends or family. Next is doing a digital detox. Now, I'm not saying throw away your phone or disappear completely from social media and just go ghost mode, Social media can be great, but think about how many times you picked up your phone to check one thing and then now you're scrolling on Instagram and 30 minutes have passed just like that. Those little moments can add up throughout your entire day and are actually taking away from the time that you would have to move your goals forward. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I feel like it can be a little bit draining too. As humans, we are not built to have that much information all at one moment. I personally get really overstimulated by social media really easily. So one thing that has really helped me is creating boundaries with my phone. In the morning, I do not reach for my phone and I avoid endlessly scrolling before bed as well. Instead, I'd much rather use that time to invest in habits that are going to make me feel better. I'd rather journal. I would rather read. I would rather go for a walk. You can also do simple things like turning your phone on Do Not Disturb, having apps that limit screen time, deleting the apps that you find yourself mindlessly scrolling on, or even leaving your phone in another room when it's close to bedtime or when you have to get work done. Even small changes like that can make a big difference. The goal isn't to never use social media again, because how realistic is that for most of us? I know for me as a content creator, that's not gonna happen. But make sure that you're using technology as a tool instead of letting it control your time and attention. Have a proper sleep schedule. Now I know this one might not sound very exciting, but it is one of the most important habits that you can build to feel productive, energized, and more on top of your life. For the longest time, I thought that being more productive meant simply just waking up earlier for my day. What I've learned over time is that waking up early only works if you're also getting enough sleep. You can't expect to perform at your best if you're running on 2 hours of sleep every single night. When you have a consistent sleep schedule, everything else becomes easier. It's easier to wake up in the morning. It's easier to stay focused throughout the day. It's easier to make healthier choices and stick to the routines that you're building. On the other hand, when you're constantly tired, it's overwhelming to even do the most simplest of things. Actually, young adults 18 to 25 and even older adults from 25 to 68, I think it is, need at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Teenagers, they need even more sleep. They need around 8 to 10 hours of sleep every single night. One thing that has really helped me is treating my nighttime routine to be just as important as my morning routine. A lot of people just focus on waking up at either 5 or 6 a.m., but they forget that the real key to waking up and having that sort of lifestyle is going to bed early and getting enough sleep. Having a nighttime routine, limiting screen time before bed, because if you're complaining that you can't fall asleep at night, it might actually be your phone. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking that it's still daytime. So what happens is your brain stops producing melatonin, which is this chemical that helps us get ready to fall asleep. So limiting screen time and going to bed consistently at the same time every single night can make a big difference. And remember, having your life together isn't constantly about doing more and more and more. Sometimes it really is about giving your body the rest and recovery that it needs so that you can show up as the best version of yourself for work or school the next day. Treat yourself like you're already an investment. The way that you speak to yourself, the way that you take care of yourself, and the way that you show up for yourself sets the standard for every single last relationship that you have in your life. Because at the end of the day, who knows you best? You do. You know what makes you happy. You know what you look forward to doing. You know what fills your cup, gets you excited, gets you alive about life. Take the time to get to know yourself and genuinely enjoy your own company. One of my favorite ways to do that is through solo dates. Whether or not that's taking a book to a coffee shop, taking yourself shopping, going for a nice long scenic walk outdoors, visiting a bookstore, getting dressed up and treating yourself to a super fancy dinner. All of those things remind you that your company alone is enough. I also think that solo dates are a great way to get out of that lazy girl era, because once again, trust me, I have been there too, girl. We've all been there. It's so easy to spend every single last weekend just lying in your bed, scrolling on your phone, binge watching that show again for the third time. While there's nothing wrong with giving yourself time to rest, life becomes so much more exciting and fulfilling when you're going out there and making experiences for yourself without always waiting for somebody else to invite you to them. Another thing that can be super great to think about is your love language. If you know what makes you feel loved and appreciated, do not wait for somebody else to come around and give that to you. If your love language is quality time, then spend intentional time with yourself. If it's acts of service, do things that your future self would appreciate. If it's gifts, then maybe buy yourself flowers every now and again. Show yourself the same kindness, care, appreciation that you would anyone else that you love. Because the relationship that you have with yourself is the one relationship that you are going to have for the rest of your life. So invest Invest in yourself, pour into yourself, do the things that make you happy, and just simply learn how to enjoy your own company. And finally, have a rest and relax routine. Please don't watch this video and immediately try to implement every single one of these habits. That is one of the fastest ways to burn yourself out. Yes, it's important to be disciplined. Yes, it's important to raise your standards and push yourself to grow, but real productivity isn't just about looking busy. It's about knowing when to work hard and knowing when to rest. Rest isn't something that you earn after you completely burn yourself to the ground. Rest is a productive habit in itself because it is what allows you to consistently show up day after day. I know that this is such a cliche saying, but you cannot pour from an empty cup. For me, I like to schedule intentional self-care nights throughout my week. Sometimes that will look like doing a face mask and like reading a book in my bed I love, or going for a long walk along a beach. I live around 40 minutes from my closest beach, and honestly, sometimes I will make that drive. I'll bring my journal, I'll journal, and then I'll go for a nice long walk, and it's perfection. I love it. I also take rest days from the gym because I know I need to take those so I can perform best on the days that I need to lift heavy. At the end of the day, getting your life together isn't about being on the grind 24/7. It's about creating a lifestyle that feels good, that supports your goals, and is actually sustainable for you. Because the healthiest, happiest, most productive version of yourself isn't the one that is constantly hustling and extremely exhausted. It's the one that knows herself and knows that she needs to rest, recharge, to be her best self tomorrow. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you found at least a few habits that you can start implementing into your own life. Before you go, comment down below one habit you are going to focus on this week. Once again, you do not need to tackle them all at once. Pick one, stay consistent with it, and comment down below to keep yourself accountable. If you're committed to your journey to becoming the healthiest, happiest, most confident version of yourself, make sure to subscribe because I post new videos here every single Sunday, all about health, wellness, productivity, and self-improvement. And don't forget to give this video a like because it helps other people find it, and you never know who may need to watch this video. I hope to catch you again next week for another video. That is all for today, and yeah, bye guys!